Jay, another positive result away from home in terms of not getting beat. You know what I mean? The run continues, so that's the positives. I'm going to give you positives. I feel like you're just going to come with negative. Yeah, Mason Greenwood, the star boy. You know what I mean?
He played bad.
Played good. Well,
he didn't play well.
Good finish. Yeah, we'll get there. Varane. Nice. Quality. So start off with the because I know you. If I don't give you the positives first, you'll focus on something else. But positives.
Varane. You see why he's won so much, innit? That is quality. He's steady as hell, calm, never panics. His touches. At first, you can tell he's a bit rusty because his passing was a bit slightly off at the beginning, but he's tackling, he's reading the game. And Wan-Bissaka,
off the line. You know
when everybody criticises Wan-Bissaka for his attacking qualities. What position does he play with Flex?
Right back.
Just remind me. What did you say?
Right back.
Okay, he's a right back. That means he has to defend against a winger. He was up against Adama Traore today, and that clearance off the line, quality. You can't criticise him. That's not his job. He does his job.
But I don't even want to talk about negatives. But since you're kind of bringing up that if we want to go forward and we want to win stuff, hasn't the right back spot kind of evolutionised as a position where you have to have a bit of both?
No, not when we've got the attackers that we've got.
Okay.
You don't need your right backs attacking if you got the attackers we've got. You need our defenders defending. Our problem is in that middle of the pitch, the hole. What's there? We all know that Fred. And even if McTominay plays, I don't care what anyone would say, blood and guts does not make you a good footballer. Fred and McTominay haven't got it. The two of them haven't got it. We need somebody quality next to Pogba, and then you know something.
I think
we'd be a problem even in Europe if we had that player. Yeah, I'm telling you.
On the performance, because for large parts of that game, and we have to just call it as it is, we'll talk about Ronaldo in a little bit. We'll get to Mason Greenwood's finish because that's 3-3 for him. Do you know what I mean? Great start. He can finish. We'll talk about that, but the performance. For large parts of that game, we lacked control of the game, we lacked tempo. It looked like we were going to struggle to score, and Wolves were so comfortable hitting us on the counter-attack. Adama Traore causing all sorts of problems, Wan-Bissaka off the line. And we didn't really test the Wolves keeper for a long time, really until we scored. But is that a concern for you, or is that just us warming into the season, only third game in, new signings got to come?
I remember us being at West Ham, 2 seasons ago. And what did I say to you? Ollie hasn't got a style of play, and we're still in the same position now, £500 million later. He still hasn't got a style of play, and that's going to be our problem. Yes, you can put all these good players on the pitch. Frank Lampard used to do that, put all the good players on the pitch. What happened? He wasn't good enough. The same. We now when I watch us play, remind me of Chelsea, what was under Lampard. When Chelsea had that wicked summer transfer window, the last one they had.
250 million.
Yeah, remember.
That's why Tuchel's got such a good base to work with.
Exactly. Tuchel hasn't done much. He's only brought one player because that's all he needed. And I think we're in the same position now. We've got a manager that's not good enough, but we've got a squad that should be competing. And if you get rid of him, and I don't care how well you think he's spent, and how well I do think he spent quite well, but he just ain't the man.
But what I will say is, you've said, because you're quite balanced in that he has earned the right to have another go. Because third, then second, and now this is it. The season's here. The players are here.
We all know that last season was a COVID season, and we all know that with the fans in the ground, he would not have finished second. I don't care what anybody tells me, because I've had this argument with my little brother. My little brother loves Ollie, and I'm telling him straight, watch this season. Well, we just brought 30 goals this season, so I think we could win the league. Well, let's get there.
Ronaldo, talk to me.
After what I've just said, right, about Ollie.
See, after all of that, we could win the league.
About Ollie, if you throw enough money at most things, it gets it done, doesn't it? You know what I mean? And we got 30 goals a season coming. That's what Ronaldo brings.
Is he going to have that type? Some people, not United fans, but people out there in the media and the pundits and stuff.
What he will do.
He's not the same player, but he's still top.
He's.
We know.
He's right. And at the end of the day, right, he will have a lot of influence in the picking of the team as well. I think so, because he will tell a player if they're not passing it straight, like Fred or whoever. Passing it backwards, he'll fling his hands up in the air and he'll go over and fucking have a go at the players. Because these young players need that. They do. They need telling. You know what I mean? They've been coasting. I think even Rashford has been coasting. Sometimes Rashford plays and he don't pass the ball. Let him try that against Ronaldo, calling for the ball, not passing it and shooting
like
it.
A pecking order thing, like big man, give me the
ball. He will demand certain levels, and I think that will bring the whole team up. So we did need that. And like I said, Varane today, he was proper today.
What sort of impact do you think he's going to have? I mean, that's our first clean sheet of the season as well.
Oh, I don't even know. I don't even think about that. You know?
There you go.
Yeah.
You conceded a wonder goal against Leeds, a silly goal against Southampton when we didn't close people down, and Bruno got the foul / not foul, but the calming influence that he brings.
Notice the difference. We all know that Harry Maguire can head the ball. Yeah. But having another centre back as dominant as well. He won a lot in the air at the back, and he was not getting bullied by nobody. Jimenez didn't have it looking. You know what I mean? And that's what I like, because we all said that Harry Maguire is supposed to be our combative centre back, but he's not. If you watch him play like we do, we come to the games, he doesn't. He always lets the other centre back do all the work,
and he'll mop up or win the first header or something.
Which he shouldn't be that way, because he's a slower defender. But that's what happens. So now we've got Varane there. Yeah, getting bullied. Lindelof would have got bullied today. Yeah.
Going forward now with this attack, leaving Ronaldo where he is, Jadon Sancho made a start today. What do you make of him?
He's tidy. He doesn't really lose possession much. He's just tidy.
I think decisions, isn't it? Quite consistently.
Yeah. You see him get the ball. He just does what you're supposed to do. He sees the pass and he makes the pass. Like Greenwood, a lot of the time today, he just didn't do the right things.
Was it difficult for him at times? Because I saw him up against three centre halves.
He's weak.
It's not really. That was a difficult for Ollie to put him up there against three centre halves. All we had was literally a ball over the top. We were really frustrated. We couldn't really get anyone in the game.
I think he hasn't got the street knowledge to play centre forward. I've heard you
prefer him as a right winger.
Yeah, I think he's one of those players. I think he's like Rashford. You can't play him down the middle. Everybody keeps on his generational talent, but he was a generational talent when you don't know what position he plays. You know what I mean? Playing centre forward for the youth team is a bit different from playing centre forward against men.
Do you think he can grow into that though? Learning off the likes of Cavani, learning off the likes of Ronaldo, and he's 3 and 3 now.
Yeah, but he can finish. He's going to be like I think he's going to be more of like a Salah type of player or Mane player, coming off wide areas. Because as a centre forward, like I said, he hasn't got no one coaching. These coaches ain't going to coach him into being a centre forward. Because I think in the time that Solskjaer's been in charge, do you think he's improved as a player? We all know that Greenwood could finish. I think Greenwood was a finishing when he was in the youth team. We all know he can do that. But has he really improved?
I'll be honest with you, I think he is maturing. He's got clearly a lot of levels to go up, but I think
he's grown.
No, I don't mean in physically. I mean, I think he has improved. I think he's learning his position and I think what hasn't helped him is the fact, like you say, he's going from right wing to number 9. So that's really difficult for a young player. So I think, bearing that in mind, he's done really well.
This is the difference. You see, like when we played those silly cup games and we played like third division team away and stuff like that, when he should be blooding the youngsters, he doesn't blood the youngsters. Solskjaer does not play youngsters. And we're going to struggle. We've got a lot of good youngsters, and they're going to struggle under this manager. That's another thing.
Mine's superstar quality. I mean, where does Anthony Elanga fit into that? Where does
superstar quality when Ferguson was in charge? And you knew that when we played the Coca-Cola Cup, you knew that the youngster was going to get a game. He plays. So there's about 7 players you can name that will start every single game.
Donny van der Beek again today.
There you go, and I think Donny should be playing ahead of Fred and McTominay anyway. You know what I mean? That is quality to say that he can only play Ajax. Now I've known Ajax all my. We've known about the Ajax academy from when I was a kid, and look how old I am. I'm not going to say how old I am, but like everybody knows that Ajax players are taught to play in any position. So saying that Donny can't play centre midfield or defensive midfield is bollocks. You know what I mean? Play him next to Pogba. You should have played him next to Pogba today. It would have been interesting.
To finish off, who was your man of the match? We did win, remember?
It's between Wan-Bissaka and Varane. For me, that clears off the line with Wan-Bissaka. I tell you this now, at this stadium, I mean, I'm local lad here, right? If they go in front, it would have been.
It would have been very tough, yeah.
Been hard.
We always struggle to beat Wolves. It's always difficult.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Look, the times we've been here, it's a draw at the best. So I'm telling you now, Wan-Bissaka, I think for me, because he was up against Adama Traore, kept him fairly. He didn't kept him quite, but he did a job on him, and that clears off the line with the difference. Nice one.
Big up, man.